Hi guys! Today we're going to do a guided drawing. So that means that I'm going to draw and then you're going to draw. So you can either watch this video, which you can pause along the way if you need to and go back if you need to, or you can come to the class meet and do the guided drawing with me in the class meet. So one or the other, whichever way you prefer it. This video is for if you can't come to the class meet to do the guided drawing in real time with me, then use this video. Or if you did the class meet and you need to go back and you're like, oh, I want to do that again, I don't remember how it is, then use this video. Have fun with it and enjoy. Alrighty, so we're going to draw a cup of hot cocoa. You guys might remember doing this before, but it's a great exercise in drawing cylinders and learning to draw in 3D. So it starts out with an oval. Okay, and that's kind of up at the top of your paper. Leave a little room because this is the top of our cup. We're going to want steam, but we need room down here to do the rest of the cup. And then you get to decide what shape your cup's going to be, but wherever you bring your lines down, you need to start at the widest part of this oval, so as far to these sides as you can before it starts going back. So if I start here and go down, it's not going to look right, but I have to go as far to that side as it'll go, so it's actually all the way up here, and then I can bring my line down. So I might want to have a straight line for a straight cup, or I might want a curved line for a curved cup, and you kind of get to decide again how you want your cup to be shaped. I'm going to just shape mine kind of like that. And so then the other side has to match. So now I go as far this way as I can on my oval. I'm going to come in and out. Try and match it. Mine's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And I leave the bottom open. Now this bottom should be parallel to this. So this is kind of a curve, and if I go up to this section, you can see it's kind of a curve, but it's not as curved as maybe these ends, so it should match. So it's just a slight curve here. Try and match that. It's not straight across, okay? If you put it straight across, your cup's gonna look like it's pinched off at the bottom, like it's just one-dimensional at the bottom, kind of like flat. So make sure that you have at least a bit of a curve at the bottom. Then we're gonna add our handle. You can make your handle any shape that you want. I'm gonna kind of go out. And then usually they kind of go up like an ear shape kind of, and then down and attach. And then you need two lines because that's just one thin line. And if I tried to pick something up like that, it would just break if that was the handle. So I need to give it thickness. So I'm just following that same shape again and doing the inside line. And now my handle looks thick enough. I'm going to add my saucer. And so this is another oval that's going to come out from behind, because we're basically drawing behind our cocoa. And around, mine's going to go right off the page. And I can find where it's supposed to come out here by just drawing that part of the oval in the air and then go around. There's my saucer. And now we're going to put that inside part of the cup. So we want to show that there's something in the cup, because if I just color in this top right now, it'll look like my cocoa is all the way to the top of the rim, like it's just going to spill over because it's too much. Or my cup looks empty, like there's nothing in there. So we want to show that line that you get where your cocoa is actually filled up to, but there's part of the cup that still shows it's not, because it's not filled up all the way to the very top. So let's say my cocoa's up to about there. If I give myself a little mark, I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. My cocoa's up to about there. Then, you know, I'm just going to go parallel to this pretty much. And when I get to these ends, these sides, I'm going to just kind of triangle this in. Okay, it goes smoothly into this, like it's going to curve around. And so this side comes around here and it's going to triangle in. And then that gives us that level of cocoa. So now this is going to be my cocoa. So let's add some marshmallows. So I like to do marshmallows like kind of like little pillows, but you might remember that they're floating on the top of the surface. So a marshmallow, if you really look at a marshmallow, it's actually another cylinder, but they float sideways on the surface of the cocoa usually, and so that like half of them go under the surface of the cocoa and half of them's on top. So really we've got half the cylinder on top of the surface of the cocoa. So if I do half a circle, okay, now remember these are sideways, they're not up and down like we normally draw cylinders when we're practicing. So I'm drawing my half a circle, so that's where the cocoa is. And then keep my lines going back, they're just parallel lines. So it's like a rainbow to do half of it, and a line, a rainbow and a line to make half a circle, and then here we've got another rainbow. And so there's a little marshmallow floating, and you can add a bunch of those if you want, but you don't want to put them all going in the same direction because that's going to look weird. So, you know, turn your paper. In different directions, you know, whatever you think looks good to you. You might want to add some little lines of stuff around them. I don't know, because if you're like me, I don't know, I feel like my marshmallows usually are melting into my hot cocoa, and they get it's like this creamy stuff, marshmallow goo, marshmallow melt that kind of floats on the surface of your hot cocoa around the marshmallows. That stuff's really good. That's what makes cocoa really good. So you can put as many marshmallows as you want, and then we will add our steam coming up. And this would be great if you have chalk pastels or oil pastels or something like that that's translucent or see-through, to use white, something that can blend. I'm just drawing in marker right now, and you might just be drawing in pencil or marker or whatever else. So I'm going to make mine kind of more graphic-y, and I'm just going to make some curls of steam go up. And I'm just going to kind of bring this around. But you don't have to do yours like mine. It could be any way that you think it looks good. So let that one go there. And so if I was drawing in pencil, I would erase that little line that goes through there, or do something to kind of blend it in, at least blend it out so that it's kind of fogged out, because you might see the rim of the cup through the steam, because steam is kind of see-through, but it would probably at least blur a little bit for you. So I wouldn't think there would be a hard line like that. So if you have that ability to erase or blend with the material that you're working on, then definitely try that out, and it'll look better. So I'm just gonna put some little curly cues up there, and you could do as many of those as you want. Now, if you guys think back to shading cylinders, those of you guys who did shade cylinders, you can add some shading along the side if you want. You could add whatever you want to your cocoa, and you can decorate your cup of cocoa. So at this point, it's kind of a little bit boring, it's just a line drawing, but you can write whatever you want on your cup, make it as cool as you want. I'm going to grab my coffee cup here that actually was drinking coffee, and just use this to show you guys. This one has like quotes from books on it. I don't know if you can see that. But if you guys are looking at this, it's not in great focus, but you can kind of see where the different blocks of colors go. And if you look at that line, like say right here, you see how that's curved? This curves up like a smile as it goes around. Even though the writing, if I'm looking straight at this, well, I don't know if I'm looking straight at this, the writing's straight on the cup, and I think you guys know that, but it looks curved. And even here you can see it looks curved because the cup is curved. So this is like a smile line. So when you're drawing on a cylinder, like say you want to write something on here, like you want to write on here, I don't know, whatever, like Mom's Cocoa. We'll put Mom's Cocoa on here. I don't know. You would give yourself a guideline. Let me grab a pencil. I actually do have a pencil here, just to show you guys what I mean. So you're going to want to erase this later, so you don't want to do this in marker unless you want it to look like a stripe or something like that. And maybe you do, because sometimes that's how cups are designed. But if I'm going to put writing on here, and I say I want to do 2 lines of writing, first I'm going to give myself some guidelines that are parallel to this, so they follow that same shape. It's like a smile line. It curves around it down and back upward. Okay, so here's where it's going to say Mom's. And I'm just giving myself these guidelines. Okay, and then underneath that it's going to say Cocoa, so just bring it right around there. Okay, so see if you guys can see that. Now this writing has to go in here. So if I'm saying, okay, so I'm going to say, let's see, M-O-M apostrophe S, right? So the kind of O-M is my center. So I'm going to start with that. And I would just design that here. And so when you're doing things like this, it's a good idea, writing, it's a good idea to do this in pencil first, because a lot of times it'll get in the wrong place. And especially if you decide that you're going to write something kind of long. Like the worst is when you get over here and realize that you don't have room and the handle's right there. So the writing, it's not going to wrap through the handle usually. Like it could wrap around from this side and part of it be cut off, and that would look okay because that happens. But the writing doesn't usually wrap through the handle. So, always just be aware, especially on your handle side, that you don't want to have to squish things in over there, so you want to plan your spacing. If you're going to put writing, you don't have to put writing on yours. You could put whatever decorations you want. Maybe yours is just designed. When we do this in class, I know you guys always come out with amazing and wonderful hot cocoa mug designs that are really cool. So, okay, so Mom's. And then underneath, I'm going to write this in like a script. And we'll see if I can just... Cocoa's not that long, so we'll see if I can just kind of fit it in here without having to scrunch it in. And make it look right. And I'm just writing on that curved line because, and then I'll put a little heart here because it looks like I kind of have an empty space. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but just to fill up that space so it looks balanced, like, yes, it was supposed to be like that. Okay, so I'll block this in with my Sharpie now, and then hopefully it'll show up better for you guys. But you'll see, so these aren't straight across because they're tilting with that line, and neither are these ones right here. The bottom also tilts with the curve of the cup. So as we get to the middle part, the center part, that's much more straight because that's kind of where the line flattens out a little bit. That got a little messy. Sometimes outlining stuff doesn't come out very good. Okay, so this you can see is curving back upward here. The S is higher. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but it's a gentle curve. It's not real, like, crazy, like, it's not like a big U shape, but that curve is really important because if you write straight across, or say you're doing stripes and you do them straight across, it's not gonna look right. It's gonna look like your cup is misshapen. But if you have that gentle curve in there that follows the cup, then it's gonna look right. So I don't know if I have an eraser here to erase my stuff. My pencil is actually missing an eraser. I don't know if you can see that. It's gone. This was my daughter's pencil. It's just gone. So I would now erase this, obviously, and then continue decorating stuff and make it as beautiful as I want. If I'm really doing this, I would say there's usually another line. Kind of like so. You know where like a saucer, it goes down in the middle a little bit? Stuff like that. You could add a spoon, you could add a candy cane, you could add whatever, some cookies on the side of your plate. You can color it, you can do whatever you want, but you just design away and have fun with your mug of cocoa and enjoy. And that's it for today, guys. If you want to draw this along with me, come to class. Come to the meet, the live meet. That's what we'll be doing in class, exactly what I did here. So if you feel like I need help along the way, then come to class and do it with me. But if you just want to watch the video and do it and you don't want to come to the live meet for that, that's okay too. It's up to you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.